Biggest questions for the New Orleans Saints before training camp. Ladies and gentlemen, CBS Sports is the backdrop. So their video is the biggest questions for each NFC South team. We're only going to watch the Saints portion. You want to go ahead and get into this thing?
The Saints, right? You could take this in so many different directions. There's health concerns, roster concerns, coaching concerns. But the biggest, BMAC, and for you as well, Mike, is the quarterback situation. I feel like there's 7 questions within that question there.
Now, I'll say this. Out of every team in the NFL, the Saints probably do have the most questions going into training camp and really just going into the entire NFL season. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a great thing, whatever it is, what it is. But no doubt about it, whether you're a Saints fan or not, or just an innocent bystander, there is nothing but maybes, ifs, and buts associated with this team. When you're talking about new head coach who has never been a head coach, new DC, also a new OC, sort of, kind of, also in reality. New quarterback, or if nothing else, a second-year quarterback who played 6.5 games last year. You've got 9 new draft picks. There's newness everywhere. There's unknown everywhere. New identity, new culture. There is excitement and potential and possibility built into all of that, but still, it certainly is a year of questions.
What's the biggest that stands out to you when it comes to the quarterbacks in New Orleans?
Yeah, which quarterback will emerge to be more consistent and make routine plays happen routine? When you look at Tyler Shough, when you look at Spencer Rattler, one of these 2 guys, I believe, will find a way to win this job. And it's very, very...
Well, yeah, I hope so. If Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler doesn't win the job, I might have to be playing quarterback. There ain't really another option. I mean, it's going to have to be... Yeah, out of all the questions, this isn't one of them. It will be Tyler Shough and / or Spencer Rattler.
Important because whoever wins this job, now the next question, Mike, will be, will they be able to sustain a level of production to remain the starting quarterback? And this is an issue for Kellen.
Kind of true, right? Like Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough, if they do win the job, especially Spencer Rattler, the other, like, depending on how they play and depending on how close the quarterback battle was and all that stuff, like, yeah, I mean, whoever it is, like, if, man, what is going on? I'm fading into oblivion with my outfit here. Jesus. All right, damn, I had to change the lighting or something. I thought I was involved in a Thanos snap. But yeah, I mean, no matter who wins the battle, like, the battle isn't over. And I've been saying that at some point pretty soon. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the NFL season is, depends when you watch this, 50-ish days away, right? So we have to go through all in 50 days, training camp, preseason, and then boom, week 1's here. At some point in the next 50 days, Kellen Moore is going to have to name a starting quarterback. He's going to have to say, Tyler Shough's our starter. Spencer Rattler's our starter. Jake Hayner's our starter, LOL. He's going to have to say that. When he says that, it is not over. It is not, all right, well, that's our guy. Because if they play poorly, if they come out the gate slow, if whatever happens, I think there will be a willingness to go to whoever loses the quarterback battle. There'll be a very quick willingness.
More throughout the entire organization, because if you don't have a quarterback, the football field, it feels like it's 150 yards. It's not 100 yards. It's 150 when you don't have good quarterback play. And that is the biggest conundrum when you look at the New Orleans Saints is who will emerge to be the starting quarterback out of camp, and can they sustain the level of play to stay in that position?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about this literally twice a day, but it really is the entire, like, this. It's so crazy because the Saints have so much going on, right? Like with Kellen Moore, with Brandon Staley, with a totally new defensive scheme, with 9 rookies coming in, with Justin Reed, with how are they going to use, all right, Chris Olave's health, how is he going to stay healthy? You know, like all those, Kelvin Banks, you know, 9th overall pick, how's he going to look? How's Trevor Penning going to look at left guard? All that stuff is huge. Like, that is a lot in itself. But then you have the most 50-50 cut down the middle quarterback battle I can remember in a long, long time between a couple of young guns. This isn't a journeyman versus a first round pick. This isn't 2 journeymen. This is Tyler Shuck's a rookie. Spencer Rattler is younger than Tyler Shough, but Spencer Rattler's coming off of his rookie year where he played, barely 7 games. So the next, and all of everything I just said, Trevor Penning at left guard, Chris Olave's health, the 9 rookies, Justin Reed, what's Juwan Johnson's role going to be? All of that, Kelvin Banks, Talise Fuaga at right tackle, all of that will be, I don't want to say solved or figured out because, it can go into the season, but all of that will be right there for us to see for the next 50 days. That is not that long for all of those machinations to be playing out.
I think it's just who doesn't lose them games, because this is still a good roster. I mean, this might be the best run-blocking offensive line in the NFL outside of the Philadelphia Eagles. They still have a lot of talent defensively. They have 2 speedsters at wide receiver that can stretch the football field. There's a lot to like. It's a good situation for whoever wins the job, but just from what we saw last year after Derek Carr went down, neither of those guys were ready to play in the NFL.
Now, this just blew my mind. I was absolutely frozen. I felt like I was in the T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park where I just couldn't move. I was just frozen. Mike Renner, first of all, looks just like Bo Burnham right here. But this was such a whiplash from what I've been hearing from the media. I'm going to have to replay it.
I mean, this might be the best run-blocking offensive line. Yeah, I think it's just who doesn't lose them games.
Here we go.
Because this is still a good roster.
All right, let's take it sentence by sentence. This is still a good roster. First time I've heard that, except whenever I talk to myself in the mirror.
I mean, this might be the best run-blocking offensive line in the NFL outside of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now, remember, I gave out the Alvin Kamara over 750 rushing yard prop a couple weeks ago on DraftKings. The best run-blocking offensive line in the NFL besides the Philadelphia Eagles, with the head coach that was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Oh, and we have Alvin Kamara. That sets up pretty nicey for Alvin Kamara, which sets up pretty nicey for the New Orleans Saints. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. You cannot be the worst team in the NFL if you can run the football like that. You cannot be 32 out of 32 if you have a dominant offensive line, whether it's pass protection or run blocking. Cannot happen. Because you control the game, you shrink the game, you kill the possession of the other team, you can dictate the pace, you can move up and down the field. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 becomes easier. 3rd down conversions go up. As 3rd down conversions go up, your win percentage goes up, so on and so forth. Okay? I like what he's saying.
They still have a lot of talent defensively. They have 2 speedsters at wide receiver that can stretch the football field. There's a lot to like. It's a good situation for whoever wins the job, but just from what we saw last year after Derek Carr went down, neither of those guys were ready to play in the NFL. So whether it's Jake Haener, whether it's Spencer Rattler, whether it's second rounder Tyler Shough, who can just not lose them games, keep this offense on schedule, that's what the Saints need.
Also true. We don't need whoever wins between Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shough, and Jake Haener, LOL. They don't have to come out there and throw for 4,000 yards and 50 touchdowns and be a hero. Like Cam Ward kind of has to do that for Tennessee. Cam Ward kind of has to drag Tennessee to wins. Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler or Jake Haener, LOL, all they have to do is kind of manage the game and just play in this system, which for a rookie quarterback and for all intents and purposes, Spencer Rattler is kind of a rookie in this situation. The Saints do have a good situation to be in. It's a much better situation than either rookie quarterback in Cleveland. It's a better situation. Jackson Dart's probably not going to start off the bat, but it's a better situation than Cam Ward. You've got an offensive-minded head coach who just had success, who wants to run the football. You have a team who is built to run the football. You have a tried-and-true running back. You have weapons on the outside. All right. If Chris Olave stays healthy, Rashid Shaheed, even Juwan Johnson, even Brandon Cooks, you could do a whole lot worse than that. All right, just go look at Cleveland. You've got, you got patience in the front office. The team isn't expecting to win now. You can kind of take your lumps as long as you're not throwing games, as long as you're not pulling a Will Levis. It's a good spot to be in for these quarterbacks. But there are no doubt about it. There are a ton of questions for this team. And really, I can't wait.
They're going to need, I think, some thoughts and prayers as well. 5-12 last year, and our Sportsline model not projecting very many more wins in 25. Either way, guys, sit tight. We're going to hang out with you guys in just a few minutes. Before we do so, take a look here at the odds to win the NFC South. No surprise, the Saints have the fourth shortest odds there, but the Bucs trying to run it back for a fifth consecutive season at plus 100.
So another cute thing you can do, let me show you something. To win the division, right? To pick the Saints to win the division, you're asking a lot because Tampa is legit and Tampa is the best team in the division. But what you can do and get creative with is exactas. So let's say you think the Saints are going to overachieve, but you're not fully prepared for the Saints to win the division, right? Well, then you can kind of get cute with these exactas where you go Tampa win the division, all right? Then you can go Saints finish second, Atlanta finishes third, Carolina fourth, or vice versa, 10-1, 11-1. So similar odds to taking the Saints to outright win the division, but you get Tampa to win, which is way more likely, okay? If you think the Saints are going to finish better than Carolina and Atlanta, but you're not fully ready for them to end up at Tampa's level, you can get cute with these exactas as well. And it's every division does this. It depends on how you see it play out. They have 1-2 exactas. They have the exact order, or the 1-2 exacta. So for the NFC South, the 1-2 exacta Tampa New Orleans is 5-1. So even that's not that bad, right? Like even that, I mean, it's half the odds of the Saints winning outright, but still not too bad. So you can, I always say this, but look around, like get creative. Sportsbook now, like, you have so many different options. You don't want to, just jump in and be like, all right, Saints win the Super Bowl. It's like, that's not going to happen. Like you can get after it better, right? You can get after all that better. Let's see if is Kamara still. Let's see if he's still set. Last time I checked, he's still 750. Yeah, so he's still 750. So hadn't had any movement at all. So we haven't seen any sharp money come in on this, but still, I think it's a great bet. I mean, second best running, pass or rush blocking offensive line in the NFL, right? Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What are your biggest questions heading into training camp? I can't freaking wait until camp. I mean, right now we're in the dog days of summer, no doubt about it. It's a lot of baseball, but content. I mean, I've never seen so many videos about a new helmet in my life. I mean, I can't imagine dropping 45 minutes on the new helmet. Here's my groundbreaking hot takes on the new helmet. I think it's cool. There you go. But Jesus. So I know it's slow, but in the next 50 days, we are going to be cranking. I mean, I'm doing content. I haven't missed a beat. 2 videos a day minimum. Doesn't really matter. But the amount of information we're going to be getting pretty soon as far as like Banks, Fuaga, Penning, Olave, all the rookies, Tyler Shough, Spencer Rattler, Kellen Moore, Brandon Staley. I mean, it's just going to be unbelievable. So we're right on the doorstep, ladies and gentlemen. We're right on the freaking doorstep. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.